everyone, welcome to Off the Shelf, our new video series where we'll be giving you recommendations on books and movies. Our first theme is back to school. I know back to school looks really different this year than in years past, so we picked a variety of things that have nothing to do with current events to get you out of that headspace and into a different back to school headspace. First up is Class Mom by Lori Gelman from 2017. This is about Jen Dixon, who is the class mom for her child's kindergarten class. She takes this job really seriously. She keeps track of how long it takes other parents to respond to emails. She requests that they bake things specifically for certain events. And unsurprisingly, this does not endear her to the other parents. A whole bunch of stuff comes to a head, and she realizes that this is not the job that she thought she signed up for. There is a second book that came out recently that follows along, so if you really like this one, definitely check that one out. But Class Mom, 2017. The next one is kind of the other end of the spectrum on that. This book is all some faded because it's been sitting on our shelf, so I'm sorry if it's hard to see, but this is I Don't Know How She Does It by Allison Pearson from 2003. It was also made into a movie with Sarah Jessica Parker. So this follows Kate Reddy, who is a working mother. She juggles a high pressure career while still trying to be there for all of her kids' events. She's got people kind of like the mom and Class Mom who are saying, we need you to bake this, we need you to do that. And as the cover shows, this is a real juggle for her. So if that's something that you can identify with, definitely give this one a read. I think it's a good one. And if you haven't seen the movie's fun as well. Our next title is Small Admissions by Amy Pepple. I think that's how you say her name. It follows Kate Pearson, who is a recently dumped grad student who applies and gets hired to work in the admissions department of a prestigious Manhattan elementary school. So she's encountering a lot of the parents that you're seeing in the previous two books, all of those different types of parents, along with their kids who have been raised by those types of parents. So this is not what she thought she signed up for at all. Give this book a read. I think it'll be really interesting, and I hope that it's something that you can say, oh, thank goodness that's not me. The next one, this is for Angie here at the library. If you've met Angie, you know she loves her romance novels. She will talk to you about romance novels all day, and romance novels are for everybody. So don't even think like, oh, no, tuning you out right now, I don't want to hear about that one. Check out a romance novel, you might enjoy it. This one is brand new, Just a Heartbeat Away by Cara Bastone. These people with their last names, they're hard to pronounce. So a newly widowed dad gets rescued basically by his son's teacher. Fast forward a couple of years and they meet again in a new school. The teacher has her career all laid out ahead of her. She doesn't need any complications, but she and dad have sparks. So, it's a romance. They're gonna fall in love. That's why we're here for the romance, for the happily ever after. But it's a sweet, slow-burning romance, and if you're a teacher and you're looking for love, this one's for you. In a completely different direction, Bunny by Mona Awad from 2019. Bunny is basically Heather's meets The Craft with a little bit of the skulls thrown in there. So for you 80s, 90s, early 2000s people, there's a lot going on here that you're going to recognize. Basically, Samantha Mackey is a graduate creative writing student She's an outsider in her program, so she doesn't have a lot of friends, and the rest of her cohort are known as the bunnies. They call each other Bunny, and she can't handle this. This is all too much for her. They're so twee, it's just ridiculous. But then they invite her to a party, and she can't say no. She ends up falling in with them, and things take a turn. They're raising monsters, they're doing some really sinister rituals off campus. So read the reviews on this one. It is crazy. A lot of the reviewers were like, I'm not sure what I just read. But if that's what you're looking for, if you're not looking for like a parent and a sweet sort of funny thing, if you're looking for some straight up crazy horror, check out Bunny. Now for some nonfiction, fall and back to school for me, and I know a lot of us, means football season, and along with everything else, sports are not looking normal this year. So we're gonna take it back to the late 80s. I believe that the season that was chronicled in Friday Night Lights by H.G. Bissinger, all the last names. I believe that season was 1988. The book came out in 1990, and it follows the Permian Panthers football team from Odessa, Texas. At the time, they were the winningest team in Texas, which is really saying something. So I don't know if they are still. I don't follow Permian football, but this book follows them over the course of one season and gives you a real glimpse into how important and integral high school football is to this community. Basically, everybody comes together on Friday night to watch these boys play. The rest of the time, the town is divided socially, racially, culturally, but football brings everybody together. It also gives these boys a chance to have dreams that they otherwise would not, but it can also shatter some of those dreams for these guys. It's a really, really interesting look. If you're not familiar with this, I don't know how you couldn't be, because they've made a movie and a TV series based on this. But even if you've seen those, the book is worth a read. It's really, really interesting, especially if you love high school football. One more for you here is Frank McCourt, Teacher Man, from 2005. This is his memoir. He is the author of Angela's Ashes, which you might have read. But before he turned to writing, he spent 30 years as a teacher in the public schools of New York. So this is his memoir about his time as a teacher. He got fired a lot, he talked back to lots of supervisors, and he had some really unorthodox methods. But eventually he found himself in a really prestigious school and was able to find a home for himself as a teacher. So if you're looking for something nonfiction about a teacher, this is a really, really good memoir for you. And then a few movies. I mentioned a couple already that were made from the books that we talked about. But here, I've got a trio of movies for you. Mona Lisa Smile, Dead Poets Society, and Mr. Holland's Opus. All three of these are inspirational teacher films. They all have teachers that have changed the lives of the students that they taught. Whether it was over a long career like Mr. Holland's Opus or a single year as in Mona Lisa Smile, these are inspirational, feel-good, back-to-school movies. So if that's what you're looking for, check these out. One more title for you, my personal favorite back-to-school pick, is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. We can all read along as Harry goes to Hogwarts for the first time, get on the Hogwarts Express on September 1st, and we too can take part in all the magical learning and mischief and mayhem that goes along with being a student at Hogwarts. If you're looking for other books, you've read Harry Potter, you're looking for other books that take place at magical schools, come and talk to me. There's a whole bunch of them that I could recommend to you. And if you haven't checked out the audio version of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, I would highly recommend it. Jim Dale is the narrator on that one, and he's amazing. So if you need to reread Harry Potter, if you've never read Harry Potter, or if you just need to listen to it, definitely get Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone for your back to school. So that's just a few of the titles that we've picked for back to school this year. The entire list is down below, along with a couple of others that were checked out or that we just didn't have time to tell you about. So definitely take a look in the description box for that list. If you're looking for more recommendations, you can go to our website and submit a personalized recommendation request. We're doing that now. All you have to do is give us some information about stuff that you do like, stuff that you don't like, and we'll send you back a list of books that we hope you'll enjoy. If you have any other books that you'd like to recommend to us on this theme, put them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And I hope everybody has a safe and not too stressful back to school. We'll see you in our next video. Bye.